You are now about to be a willing victim of the Odysseus effect.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
What up, gang? It's your boy out here, Odysseus, aka Tyler Otis. Y'all know me. Still the same OG, but I've been low-key. How y'all been? How you been? For real. I wish I could hear you guys. I wish I could ask you how you been and somebody would fucking say something. Because it comes off very disingenuous when I'm like, how you been? Moving along? It doesn't sound like I care. But I do care. I wish I could hear you guys. I've been alright. I've been, all over the spectrum, really. I just got over being, deathly ill. It was, ridiculous to where all I could do is just sit there and be like, what the fuck? Please, please get out of my body, you evil, evil virus. I don't know what it was, but it had me down and out for a little bit. And my voice was real bad, it sounded terrible, so I didn't want to record a podcast, and you just had to listen to me fucking talk sick for a half hour, because it's hard enough as it is, so... yeah. Actually, I recorded a podcast, right before I got sick, and it ended up being over an hour long, and I was like, no, I gotta trim it down. It was a bunch of stupid bullshit, this podcast sucks, guys, let's be real, it's more of a hobby, and I feel like I gotta keep doing it, because if I stop, everyone will be like, you motherfucker, stop putting out podcasts, you have all their fucking stupid shit to say. So I keep doing it, even though they suck, and I know they suck, but one day they won't, and so it's you gotta, if you don't use it, you lose it, If I want this to be good, I gotta get through being shitty at it. So, that's where we are, guys. Yeah, I've been going through a whole bunch of, stress, emotions, all kinds of anxieties, really. And, I've learned that almost all anxieties stem from, uncertainties about the future. Almost in probably everybody's aspect of life. And so, yeah, you just gotta let go of that shit. There's really nothing you can do about tomorrow, or if something bad's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, So, here we are. I've been trying to, get back into meditating a lot, I've probably been hitting it, probably 3 times a week lately. It really helps with these anxieties. It helps to, you calm your mind. You want to tap into those, your brain produces pretty much 4 different kinds of waves. When it's producing those alpha waves, that's when you're in a zen state, sort of, You're very relaxed. You almost turned off your conscious mind. You're reacting to stimuli in the conscious, but it's your subconscious mind that's really doing the thinking, which is pretty cool. It's I always thought that it was almost like a disorder I had, to where I could seriously tone out anything, I can be in a room full of chaos and mentally I'm on the fucking moon, I always thought it was a problem, but I'm learning that it's a tool that needs sharpened, and it helps with anxieties, it really does. Just kind of take you, because a lot of people ask me about meditation. It's one of those things, I really got to talk to you for a minute for you to understand it, but I'll kind of walk you through a brief one. So pretty much what I do, positioning is pretty key. I sit in the lotus position, crisscross applesauce, Indian style, whatever you want to call it. But you want your spine to be aligned, You want the bottom of your spine and the top of your head to be in a completely straight line, no slouch. You don't need to be in lotus position. You can sit in a chair straight up, put your feet on the ground. You want your chakras aligned, which, if you don't know about chakras, I'm not going to sit here and explain all that. That'd take forever. Yeah, you want your chakras aligned. Pretty much, I guess I'll explain chakras a little bit. I think there's 7 or 9 of them. I don't know. I'm not deep in Hindu beliefs, but the heart is one, and the pineal gland, the third eye, is one. And those are the 2 I typically focus on, because those are the most that you're going to get results with. But, so you sit there with your spine aligned, and step 1, really, is you got to clear your mind. You got to do some serious, soul searching and just battle all your demons. I've talked about that before. But if you can't get to a resting state in your brain, you're never going to benefit from any kind of meditation. But, so yeah, clear your thoughts, try to focus on literally nothing. And if you're having trouble, kind of analyze the things you're thinking about, and then kind of just try to shut them out. And just focus on your breath. Take a deep breath in, and I mean a deep breath. You want to breathe with your belly. Fill it all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. And when you're breathing in, you want to focus on goodness coming into your body, I like to visualize it as a golden light, like a flaky kind of luminescent kind of a, I breathe it in and it goes into my lungs and then into my blood and it just pulses through my body. You breathe in the good and you hold that breath down nice and deep for just not too long, but you want to gather up all the negativity, all that bad bullshit in your body, fill your lungs up with that shit, and then just blow that out. And you'll pretty much just sit there and do that, focusing on your breath, breathing in this loving goodness, breathing out the bullshit. And you'll sit there and you'll do that for several. Sometimes you only need to do it for like 3 minutes. And when you open your eyes and you kind of readjust, you're in a much better mood for like at least a couple hours. But if you sit there and you really get deep into that, I can start to, what do they call that shit? Like astral projection, where you literally feel yourself leaving your body. You're ascending to a higher fucking plane. We exist in the third dimension. There's other dimensions out there. If you cut off your senses that tie us to this third dimension, you can start to ascend into these other ones. And it's sometimes it's crazy. Sometimes it's scary. Sometimes you really don't know what the fuck you're doing, and weird shit can happen. But I dig it. If it's real, I want to know about it. I've always been like that. And when you get in these states, you know, I believe in like manifestation. Like you can, through your pure will, you can make things happen. You know, it's not 100%. It's not like, you know, because people are always like, yeah, tell it to starving kids in Africa if they just had a better attitude, you know. It's like, no, it's not like that. But I think that God is consciousness. Like, consciousness is one of these realms, one of these dimensions, and I think consciousness has a consciousness of its own. And I think that that was just in the beginning. Since before time, there was this consciousness, and it, through its pure will, created the universe, and then we're all living organisms tapping into that same consciousness. I gotta get off of this topic a little bit because I go so deep in it and I end up talking for like a half hour on it. Yeah. I'll tell you a little story, I guess, about manifestation and the power of prayer. So if you don't like God, I'm sorry, you're gonna listen to me talk about him for a few seconds. But it's pretty crazy. Okay, so when I was in jail, you know, whenever I'm in jail is when I'm the holiest, because I got nothing but time to read a Bible and sit down and meditate, and it's because I don't want to fucking associate with none of these motherfuckers in here. You know, all they do is get you in trouble. Fucking, yeah, that's all they do. And so people, you know, catch me in my cell praying, you know, and this guy came in. I don't even remember his name. I think his name was Josh, but I don't know. He came in, and he was like, yeah, man, I see you praying all the time, and he was like, I'm not very religious, but I've been like trying to get into it and stuff. And he's like, I got court tomorrow. I was just wondering if you'd pray for me. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'll pray for you. I was like, come here. So we sat down, you know, bowed our heads, put our hands together, and I said this pretty decent prayer. You know, I was pretty happy with it. Anyway, I opened my eyes. The dude's sitting there with goosebumps all over, up and down his arms, crying. And he's like, I don't understand this, man. I've never felt like this in my life. You know, like it was like I don't know. If you've never experienced like the Holy Ghost, the first time, it's pretty powerful. You know, you're like, well, that was an undeniable sensation. And so afterwards, we're talking, you know, and the dude wanted me to pray that he's going to get out of jail because he felt hopeless in there. And I was like, all right, so that's what I prayed for. And then afterwards, I was like, so what are the odds you're going to get out, man? He's like, oh, there's no way they're going to let me out of here. He's like, it's just not really an option at this point of the trial, you know, like getting out of jail. I was like, oh, that sucks, man. You know, I thought that prayer was going to work. Anyway, fast forward to the next day. He's in a holding cell waiting to go to court. And they keep the males and females separated. The female cell starts to flood. So all the females waiting for court can no longer wait in their holding cell because it is flooded. And so they have to move to the men's section. Now they do this. This guy sees an ex-girlfriend. They get to talking, and she's like, listen, I'm going to court. I'm about to get out. She's like, don't worry about a fucking thing, baby. I got you. I'm going to bail you out. She goes to court, gets out, bails him out. He gets out. So that dude had no way, like, he didn't think anybody was, you know, all his resources have been exhausted. Nobody's bailing him out, and he ain't getting out because the state's not letting him out. He'd given up. And I truly think that I said a prayer, and it says in the Bible, where two or more gather, God is present. And God heard us praying for that man, and he sent a flood to fucking bring those two people together so that they could reunite and he could get out of jail, confirming this man's fucking deepest prayers that he had the day before. It was profound, really. It fucking freaked me out. And I was like, I've been praying for the same thing, but I didn't get out, and I was shitty. But once I actually went through the whole court thing, I ended up getting a great deal. Just do 30 days in lieu of a fucking year of probation. I was all over that. So, like, I was thankful that I didn't get out of jail when I was begging God to let me out of jail, because then I would have been tied down to Indiana for a year. Which, this is probably the last podcast you'll hear from Indiana. I am moving on, guys. It's been real, but this place kind of sucks. Indiana is just so mundane. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was as bad as it was when I came back. I think it I don't know. I just really don't like this place that much. So yeah, I'm getting out of here. And calm down, Jeff. I know you're listening. Put the phone down. No need to call the police. Just pick your crack pipe up. Keep smoking crack. Have a good life. I'm not coming back to Georgia. Don't worry, Jeff. I'm just kidding, Jeff. That was all a joke. Because you're probably trying to call the police about defamation of character or trying to get me in trouble for all kinds of stupid shit because you're a cop-calling motherfucker. Fuck you, dude. Anyway, yeah. I just wanted to fucking fuck with a crackhead for a minute because it's fun. Because crackheads are very susceptible to being fucked with. They're the most paranoid people you've ever met in your life. Alright. So, yeah. Gonna be moving soon. Probably real soon. Which is why I think I've been stressing a lot of these anxieties. It's like it's a big thing going on in my life. So I've just been trying to fucking, have patience, submit to God's will, and, that's about it. That's the key to not going crazy in the meantime. Yeah. It's been a crazy year I've had, guys. I'm gonna try some new things, try some old things. And I think I'm a year wiser, a year stronger, a year tougher. I've been off of bad drugs for a while now, so I've got a better head on my shoulders than I ever have. So I think I'm in a better state than I've ever been to, finally get a little success under my belt. Okay. Next topic. Alright, so I was talking to a buddy the other day. We started talking about dragons. And we were like, what do you think dragons are? And he just, because every culture has dragons. The Europeans have dragons, the Asians have dragons, the Hindus, all of these, I guess Hindus are Asian, but when I meant Asian, I guess I pretty much meant Chinese. All these cultures around the world have dragons, even in South America. So, all these cultures that never interacted with each other all have dragons in their, they didn't write a whole lot of shit down. I mean, I guess they probably did, and a lot of it got burned when you get taken over and stuff, but, the stuff they carved into the wall, the stuff they're like, oh, we don't want nobody to ever forget this shit, they all drew dragons into that shit. So it's like, what are these dragons, And he was thinking that, they're just what they are, it's a dragon. It's a giant winged reptile that breathes fire and, raises hell. And I was thinking that it's not like that at all. I was thinking that, okay, if you go back to the Bible, the devil's described as a serpent, a snake. Later in Revelations, he's described as a dragon. But it's always a reptile, and a lot of African cultures, like the Egyptians, I believe, even they had a lot of serpent-headed gods. And I think that what these are a species of alien that are more reptilian than mammalian, So we see them and we're like, oh shit, they are. So if you had to depict these to somebody and you're trying to explain it to somebody, it's a person, but it's a snake. So they represent it as a snake. I think these dragons were these reptilians, and like I said, they're aliens, so they come in spaceships, and these spaceships are presumably armed, if you're going to be traveling around. So I'm thinking that a flying, fire-breathing dragon is a reptilian alien in a UFO gunship, That's just what I think. But, I'm insane, so there's that. But yeah, it's just kind of weird, because, there's something about dragons, man. They do have an energy about them, a very powerful energy. I think that it's a dark energy. I don't like fucking with dragons. I used to have this dragon tapestry when I was living in Colorado, and whenever anybody was tripping in the room, people would be telling me, asking me to take it down, pretty much. And I was just like, I didn't want to turn on it because one, I fucking paid for this thing, and two, it was like I got it because I'm into Eastern culture a little bit, and I like martial arts and stuff. So I was like, yeah, big ass dragon, that's fucking cool, it's badass. But then when you're around it tripping, you're like, that thing's the fucking devil. So I think there's definitely some powerful energy in these dragons. And, I don't know. Just speculating. What the fuck's a dragon? Okay. Let's get into some kind of current events. I feel obligated to, I'm going to play a little clip for you guys here in a little bit. But I feel pretty obligated to talk about these current events. And they pretty much both pertain to, the president. Okay? If you've been following the podcast, you probably saw me go from, anti-Trump to, let's give this guy a chance, to, wow, he's actually doing a fairly decent job. I try to I try to be a realist. I try not to, I voted for Obama twice, and I kind of regret it just because he was like the drone king. That dude was droning the shit out of like a third of the fucking world when he said he was, going to try to wind these wars down. He just he bombed, what, like 10 countries in 8 years? Like, yeah, that's got to be a record, right? Fuck. Dude really let me down. But so Trump comes in, and he is, he seemed like he was doing all right, He was like going rogue as fuck on this whole fucking agenda, Like if you guys haven't noticed, it doesn't matter who wins the election. The country goes in the same general direction. Nobody really turns the country around. They just, change things a few percent in their direction so that their people can fucking prosper, It's a big fucking rigged game. We need more than two parties. That is the crux of our issue, is the two-party system. It's real easy. If you knew it was always going to be either you or the other guy, you can fucking talk to the other guy and be like, what's up? Let's stay in business. Let's keep things cool. Yeah, okay. But Trump really kind of lost my support. Not... He showed that there's really not a lot the president can do. Even if he doesn't want to do something, if the rest of the fucking government does it, the military-industrial complex, once it's done, is going to fucking happen. So he gets on TV, gives this speech, and I recommend people go back and watch this, because, like, if you've seen any kind of Trump talking, he's very... It seems like he's not using a teleprompter. It seems like he's very off the collar, making these calls, saying things that aren't very politically correct. And he's very animated, and he makes faces and throws his hands around and looks like a fucking retard sometimes. But during this speech, he's just looking dead at the camera, and it almost looks like it's a fucking robot. I'm not saying it was at all, but I'm saying, like, it looks just like he did not want to be there. He did not want to be saying those things, but it was time for the president to make a statement because we started bombing fucking Syria. So he has to go on TV and be like, a few hours ago, I put through the orders to have this done, and blah, 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 blah. But, like, he's looking like he just fucking hates himself, like he's a fucking sellout while he's doing this speech. It's like those fucking videos where, like, there's a dude right off the side of the camera with a fucking gun to the head making these fucking captive-held people fucking be like, oh, you better give ISIS some money or they're going to kill me. Like, it felt like one of those videos. Like, he just didn't want to be doing it. Because if you go back and look at it, the cool thing about him having a Twitter is you can go back and see all the things this man's ever fucking said. In 2014, I think, or 13, when Obama was about to fucking bomb Syria and the whole fucking world stood up and was like, dude, chill out. We got enough wars going on, Trump was being very vocal, and he was tweeting, telling the president, that you're a poor leader and you're going to get us all fucking murdered, and, stop bombing people. And so here he is now, he's president, and he couldn't stop them, I think they were like, listen, this is going to fucking happen. Deal with it, It was pretty crazy. But, so that's my beef with Trump, is that he kind of showed some weakness, but who knows what kind of pressure that man's under, like, it's crazy. But I didn't like that at all. I was pretty mad at him for a little bit. But, so I'm going to play you guys a clip here in a second. There it is, found it on my phone. Okay, so pretty much, guys, the reason that Trump doesn't have a lot of support, and the reason that a lot of people just unconditionally hate this man, is because he's been labeled a racist. And it's easy, especially nowadays, to label Republicans racist. For some reason, that's like the party of racism. When, like, you go back, like, it was the Southern Democrats that were the racists back in the day, man. The South's just now the winning party in the South is the Republicans for the most part. So people think, oh, it's still the South, so it's just their, they get a bunch of bad shit. And it's like, for real, like George Wallace. You guys know who George Wallace was? The governor of Alabama during, like, the Jim Crow days. He's a Democrat. He was elected governor of Alabama. The dude was such a racist that on the day they were going to let blacks go to public schools, he showed up to those fucking schools and was like, literally, he was like, over my dead body, I'm not letting no fucking Negroes in my fucking schools. Like, that's some deep racism where you're willing to... That's what you're doing with your day, standing in front of a school so black people can't get an education. Like, that's fucking racist. Trump, not a racist. Trump gets a bum rap. I think this is it. Trump doesn't hate black people, guys. Trump hates poor people. And unfortunately, most blacks are poor. That's just part of the ghetto trap. You get stuck in this fucking poverty. And I grew up poor. I grew up government subsidized housing, no fucking dad around, what to do, mom, fucking lights getting turned on and off. Like, I grew up fucking poor, So I understand the struggles of a lot of black folks, minus just the straight racism. But I understand, like, the lifestyle struggle, But, Trump probably doesn't care about me, that much, because I'm not rich, and he can't understand how someone can just stay poor. I just don't think he gets it. It doesn't make sense to him. But if you're a rich black guy, Trump loves you. Trump is great. Look at fucking Kanye West, dude. He's been all over fucking riding Trump's dick lately. But Trump's good friends with like Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. They've been friends for a long time, way before Trump ever decided he was going to run for office. Trump's always been a fight fan, but I love Trump. And what's cool is like he's like an old white dude, It's like he's like the cliche old fucking rich white man in America, and he's on the side of he knows that the UFC and MMA has taken over as far as combat sports go. Like in an interview, he was talking, and he's like, yeah, boxing's out the door. The company to work for nowadays is the UFC. We just got to get that old fucking rich white money. Like Trump's behind it, We just got to get that shit. Because that's why the boxers get paid so much more, is because the people around them putting these events on are filthy rich. So we just got to get those old fucks over, watching UFC, getting them to understand the rules and shit. And I think that we'll have, the biggest sport in the world. Okay, so if you guys don't remember, it was late 80s, early 90s. I went probably late 80s because he came back and ended up... Mike Tyson got accused of rape. Did his time here in Indiana. Did several years for this shit. And I'm going to play for you Donald Trump talking about that incident. And through this, he actually starts it off talking about his mom. So if you think he's like a sexist piece of shit, you'll hear him say some nice things about his mother. But if you just through this whole thing, think, is this what a racist man would say? Are these the positions a racist would put themselves in? Would a racist go out of his way to go way out on a limb and accuse a rape victim of being not honest if he was truly racist? So here's the clip, and I'll talk about it afterwards. Oh, one second, guys. Fuck. Super unprofessional, I know. I had the fucking Bluetooth headphones plugged in. Alright, here we go.
I maybe took advantage of my mother. I never appreciated her as much, but she was really fantastic.
Well, it is also said you came out in defense of Mike Tyson, and you came up with these community, and it is said that your mother said, enough, Donald, shut up.
I think that's probably the first time my mother absolutely got angry at me. I really mean that. I mean, my mother was so crazy when I came out in defense of Mike Tyson. And part of the reason I came out in defense...
Your mother's 80-something.
My mother's 80 years old, right. and part of the reason that...
tough enough to survive a mugging.
Tough. She's tough, but she's quality. I mean, more than tough, she's quality.
So she said what?
Well, she wasn't... she didn't exactly like the fact that I was defending Iron Mike, but I watched what happened to Mike Tyson. I watched how badly he was represented by an attorney in Washington that was charging him $3 or $4 or $5 million against a local attorney, the best within 100 miles that the state hired, who just ate the other man's lunch. And I watched the way he did it, and I heard about a girl that late in the evening knocked on his door, was taken in, was raped, perhaps not, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I think he was very badly represented. But I did see that, number one, she knocks late in the night. Number two, she's dancing in a beauty contest at 8 in the morning, and I saw the tapes, and I see the big smile on her face, and she's dancing happily at 8 in the morning. And now Mike Tyson's in jail for 4 or 5 or 6 years. I had a real problem with that case. I had a real problem with Mike Tyson's lawyers. I had a real problem with Don King. I just think that he was really fed out to the wolves.
But if in fact he raped her in that hotel room, regardless of whether she came there, you think that he should have been convicted and should have gone to the slammer?
He to this day denies it. I don't know that it happened, and I think that, as they said, if he didn't testify, he would have been exonerated totally. The jury said that. Mike was arrogant. He was a horrible witness from what I understand, and I'm not surprised. I mean, I would say that generally speaking, you don't put Mike on as a witness, but he was a horrible witness. And to get 4 or 5 or 6 years, I think that there was just too many circumstances. Again, she was in a beauty contest, and she was dancing with a big smile on her face at 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but the jury sat there and they listened to her, too. They had an opportunity to hear her and test her credibility as they heard it, and also to face questioning. This guy's not a bad lawyer. He may have handled his case bad, but he is the same man that represented John Hinckley and others and had an extraordinary reputation in a very good Washington firm.
I watched Mike, and I've been with Mike, and I've seen him, and people really take advantage of this man. And I want to tell you something. I think this is one of those examples. Now, I know we have a system of juries, and I know we have a system where if you're found guilty, you're guilty. But somebody like me, maybe who has a little bit more independent streak, can say, hey, Mike Tyson, in my opinion, should really be given another break. I mean, they put him in jail before he was even guilty as far as I was concerned.
Do you believe he'll...
So how about that, guys? Does that sound like a fucking racist man? No. Like, anybody who was racist would not jump to defend a black man accused of rape. You know, they'd be like, of course he did it. He's a filthy fucking ape. That's what they do. They can't help it. You know, God, that sounded so racist. But Trump, like, defending this man to the point where he was like, in so many words, he was like, that bitch was up there for some dick. What'd you expect, knocking on the door at 3 a.m.? And she was out the next morning, fucking 8 a.m. at a beauty pageant, fucking smiling. And it's like, imagine if this is gonna get dark for a second. Imagine if Mike Tyson raped you. That's fucking god awful. That dude, the world heavyweight champion, you know, like, it's gonna be painful and violent, and you're not gonna fucking bounce back next day at 8 a.m. after that shit, you know, like. So I agree, because Mike Tyson, like, he still denies the shit out of it, you know, and it's like he already got convicted of it. Like, he could just, you know, not talk about it, but he just adamantly denies it still. I saw an interview where this guy was like, they threw around the idea. It wasn't even Mike Tyson's idea. They were like, what if you ran for president, blah, blah, blah. And the same guy that asked him that's like, well, but you are a convicted rapist, and blah, blah, blah. And Mike Tyson's like, yeah, well, you're a fucking piece of shit, dude. Right to his face on his own show. It's like, yeah, and you're a piece of shit. Like, why'd you even bring all this up, you know? Like, you call me, ask for an interview, and come in here and call me a fucking rapist. Like, fuck you, dude. But, yeah. For me, that's all the proof I need, dude. Like, for real. You know, to be victim blaming in a rape case when the defendant's a black man, you would only be, and he defended the shit out of Mike, dude, saying, like, he got fucked for 100 different reasons. I love how he was like, you know, and traditionally you wouldn't put Mike on the stand. That's hilarious, because, like, imagine Mike Tyson, like, in a court of law having to testify. Like, he's just so angry, so hard for him to stay, you know, not aggressive. Like, he wouldn't be doing himself any favors, you know it. But yeah, so that's pretty much, yeah, open shut case for me. Trump ain't racist, sorry. He doesn't like poor people, and he doesn't like, I want to say Muslims, but, I mean, that's not even a race, that's a religion, you know. I'm white, I could be a Muslim. I'm white, can't be black. But, because he did the Muslim ban, so a lot of people they're like, oh my god, he's so racist, but it's like, if you guys actually pay attention to what the fuck's going on in Europe right now, all these countries like Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, all these places that are like, we'll take you refugees, big bleeding hearts over there, there's literally just rape going on like fucking crazy in these streets. Do people getting stabbed, people getting murdered, people getting robbed, people getting raped. Like, it is a fucking epidemic over there. So Trump's just like, nah, son, not letting that happen over here. Because can you imagine if we got a flood of people and that shit started happening in our countries? Everybody be blaming him. So he's like, I'd rather be called racist than fucking supporting homegrown fucking rape, you know? So that's just my fucking retarded 2 cents. Which, if you're wondering, a retarded 2 cents is actually worth 3 cents, so there's a whole exchange rate that goes on with retarded people and money. I found out in my retard classes. Fuck, I guess retard's one of those words you're not supposed to say anymore either, right? Damn. It's getting so crazy, like, you can't, it's like it used to be like there was only a few words you had to look over your shoulder when you fucking said in public, you know? Now there's like 1,000. It's getting crazy. Back in my day, I could... Everything I thought of to say just now was extremely fucking over the top, and I'm not trying to burn any bridges, really, but back in my day, you could call somebody some bad fucking words, you know? And if they're fighting words, they're fighting words. That's just how it goes. Alright. Yeah, so I wanted to debut a new segment, my top 5. David Letterman's got that top 10 list he does, you know? I figured I'm fucking twice as efficient at comedy as that man. I'm just kidding. This isn't even really fucking a joke. And, yeah, I'm totally boosting this idea, so no credit to me. My first one I came up with was top 5 whackest rappers of all time. Now, keep in mind, I didn't do a lot of research. This is just the first 5 that came to my fucking mind. Yeah. So, all these new rappers, all these lils that came out in the last year, it was really hard for me to, you know, even fucking pick some fucking... Anyway, alright, here it is. Number 5, OJ the Juice Man. You remember that guy? Hey, okay. So I couldn't make my voice go high. I'm fucking sick, sorry. But he was just a shitty rapper. And some people would be like, nah, he was a fucking trap legend, blah, 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 blah. Like, fuck, dude. The dude sucks. His music was garbage. He just had cool beats and he's friends with, like, Gucci Mane and shit like that. Dude's garbage. Okay. Number 4, this fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine guy. What the fuck? What the fuck is up with this guy? Fucking... Dude is fucking absolutely retarded. The dude's got the number 69 tattooed on his body 69 times. I think that's what's going on. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, his hair's all rainbow. He's got like a rainbow grill. The kid just looks retarded. I saw him on the fucking Breakfast Club, and he was like, "I'm the hottest dude in the city right now." Everybody, and fucking what's the dude's name? Charlangamon the God or whatever. I don't know what the fuck one of the co-hosts' name is. Not DJ Envy, the other guy. And he's like, "No, you ain't. No, you ain't." Just kept telling him to his face, like, "No, you ain't shit, dude." Like, so yeah, he's number 4. Number 3, I went with Cardi B, and I know that one's gonna probably be a little controversial because a lot of people like Cardi B right now, but holy shit, is she a dumb fucking bitch. If you just listen to her music, she's just like some fucking, like, she's like hoe level 9,000, dude. You're like, oh shit, can you believe it? What a hoe. You know, and she's rocking that shit. I ain't hating on that so much. It's just that, like, whenever I find out a rapper doesn't write their own lyrics, they go right into the fucking, not furnace. Yeah, furnace, whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. A place where you fucking just burn shit and it's garbage now. Because, yeah, her shit's not that hot, and she don't write it. And if you see her do interviews, she's fucking retarded, dude. She's just like, she's half cute, she's got a fucking nice body, and she's a fucking stripper, you know? So people are just like throwing fucking money at her. People want her fucking on their record. It's just garbage music, guys. I'm sorry. Number 2, Lil Xan. Lil Xan is a huge piece of shit. 1, Xanax is a terrible drug. 2, the dude fucking shit all over Tupac. And that's really all you need. His music's garbage too. I mean, that's why he's on the list. And number 1, this dude, as far as, if you ask me personally, when like I first realized, like, oh, just because you're a rapper don't mean you're fucking got any talent at all. Like, you can set out to be a rapper and be a fucking really bad one and be a success. Lil B the Bass God. Holy shit. If anybody like knows me real well, they know me and this dude got like actual fucking beef. It's not beef, like you probably don't remember me, but I got shit all over the fucking internet, dude. So I went on I found out who Lil B was one day, and it just aggravated me to the point. I was like, this dude is the worst rapper I've ever heard in my fucking life, and he's got like 100 music videos, like the production value's pretty decent, like he's got like nice clothes and jewelry on shit. I'm like, how in the hell did this happen? You know, like what the fuck? And I was being just a straight hater, like I'll admit it, I was being a straight hater, but it made me mad, and it was, so I get on Facebook, type in Lil B in the search bar, go to his official fucking page, and I say, you fucking suck at rapping, in all caps, and he fucking responded, and in my profile picture at the time, I had like a pretty shitty grown beard. I got like a kind of decent beard right now, but I had like a really shitty beard in the picture, and he goes, no, Tyler, your beard sucks at rapping, and then in like little parentheses it says, Pat Tyler on the head, Lil B looks dead serious, and people just fucking thought it was the funniest thing in the world, which is kind of funny. Like, and I would think it was funny if I didn't get like 10,000 fucking friend requests over the next couple days of people, and I'd accept them. This was like a long time ago, guys. This is like probably 2011. And so I'm getting these friend requests, I'm accepting them, and as soon as I accept them, they send me messages like, Lil B the Bass God fucked you up, you're a stupid bitch. Like, it was just like that for months. And like it ended up getting put on like Tumblr and shit. My little cousin saw it on the internet outside of Facebook, like, so it went around, you know. If you just type in your beard sucks at rapping, you will find it. Like I've Googled it, and I've seen like there's a lot of people that use it because they think it's fucking hilarious. So yeah, fuck you, Lil B. You know, I ain't hating that you got some fucking money and that you got your name out there. I'm hating that you're a dog shit rapper. And if you guys want to know my top 5 always changes of like my favorite rappers, but only a little bit. It's like it's hard for me to even come up with 5, but I did actually pretty quick. It was number 5 T.I., number 4 DMX, number 3 Kendrick Lamar, number 2 Eminem, number 1 Tupac. And it's like you really can't. A lot of people I know are probably like, what? No Biggie on your top 5? You ain't no true hip-hop fan. Here's the thing, dude. I love Biggie. He's great at rapping. His style was great. His rhyme schemes, everything was cool. Dude put out 2 albums. I'm fucking sorry. You can't be a fucking greatest of all time when you got 2 albums, dude. So many people deserve it way more than Ice Cube. Wow, way more than Biggie. I was about to say like Ice Cube. Ice Cube would be on my list before Biggie. Ice Cube wrote all NWA's lyrics, and Ice Cube don't get none of the fucking respect he deserves in the game nowadays. But he keeps putting out albums, even if they're not that great or don't have no fucking big old hits on them. Like, he's still fucking putting shit out. He's a fucking artist. And I know you're saying fucking Biggie died young. So did fucking Tupac, okay? Tupac died, like, before Biggie. Tupac's still dropping fucking albums, dude, you know? Like, he he came correct. He was in that studio all the time putting shit down, dude. Like, that's how he can be a number one when he died young, you know. Eminem, I try to, everything after Recovery, I don't fucking count, you know, because that's when he fucking fell off hard, was after that album. That album was a banger, dude. I loved it. Yeah, Kendrick, if you ain't on board with Kendrick, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to be one of those dudes who in 5 years, when it's like pretty undisputable that he's like the fucking greatest of a generation, I don't want to be one of them that finally comes along. It's like, I'm giving that dude all the props he fucking deserves. That dude's fucking amazing. DMX, dude, my fucking spirit animal. I'm just kidding. But dude keeps it real. Every one of his albums, he has a prayer on, and then a gospel song, and then just a bunch of straight gangster fucking shoot 'em up shit. So it's like, the struggle's real, you know? It's hard to be a fucking thug and fucking keep your fucking eye on the prize, you know? It's hard to be be straight edge gangster, you know? And then T.I.'s, I remember, like, back when I was young, dude, but he was, like, the last, like, MTV rapper I remember that got, like, real fucking famous from MTV, you know? He was, like, Rubber Band Man was on there, fucking, I don't know. He's a real-ass dude. Like, after he became successful, he still kept fucking going to prison over dumb shit, you know? He was selling crack after he was famous. Like, he was already rich, but he just had to keep selling crack. And he got caught with that arsenal in his house. Like, he was, like, a 7-time felon. Like, you get caught with a fucking 22, you're going down the river 5 years. Dude gets caught with, like a fucking Batman type of shit. Like, you move a book and the fucking walls open and there's just an arsenal in there. And his fucking bodyguard snitched him out. And then he went and did some time for that, got caught doing like an illegal U-turn, got caught with fucking dope in the car. Like, this dude's just a gangster and he can't fucking help it. I love him. And his music's tight, dude. He's probably the best southern rapper, hands down, you know? Yeah. Alright, guys, there's my top 5s. I'm going to try to keep coming up with new top 5s, or I was thinking like a segment like this or that, or this versus this, you know? I don't know, I'm just trying to come up with new shit, trying to keep this shit alive. Like I said, this is my last podcast you'll hear of me in Indiana, besides the Nefarious Acts ones, which is coming out fucking soon. I'm doing the first one on the moon landing. It's fucking dope. Look out for that. Listen to that shit. Those are going to be good. Because I could talk about conspiracies all the time. It's hard for me to not talk about conspiracies on here. But, alright, gang. Yeah, I'm about to fucking call it a night, because I don't like when these run over a half hour, and this is 36 minutes. So, yeah, fucking stay up, stay fucking conscious, you know, keep reading, keep finding out what the fuck's going on in this world, guys, because the truth is stranger than fiction, let me tell you that, dude. Like, there's yeah, stay tuned for that fucking Nefarious Acts podcast, because that's gonna be some fucking eye-opening shit. Alright, fucking, yeah, peace out, y'all, stay up, much love, holla at your boy.